Welcome to the ride with Wild Wayne Cartwright, an exciting thrill ride through the wonderful world of HBCU athletics. Before our trip begins, let's set a few ground rules. First, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Second, hit the like button. Third, please be sure to tell someone else about this show. Now that we've got these things out of the way, it's time for our journey to begin. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your ride.
What's good, people?
What's
Hey,
good?
Tache.
Hello. What's going on?
Hey, we back and we in full effect here on a Wednesday. Wild Pick Wednesday with my special guest and my sis, Tache Woods. How you feeling, Tache? How you feeling?
I'm good. How you feeling? Thank you for having me, first of all.
Man, you know, every time we get together, it's always fun. You know, we get to talk, we get to do our thing, and, you know, we get to be as expressive as we want. And, you know,
that's my favorite part.
Yeah, we get to be expressive. And expressive today is what we're going to do. And look at Will Wallace already getting started. Howard by one. All right, Will. Come on, Will. Let's act right. All right. We got to get going in the show, Will. But first off, everybody that's joining us, make sure you hit the like button all day, all night. Make sure you share this stream. And if you are just joining, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, man, because my thing is growing, y'all. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting this movement and just allow me to be expressive and do what I do.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So, all right, we got a loaded slate of games this week, and we're going to get right into it. I'll preface this by saying that there's going to be some schools that's going to be writing some checks this week. A lot of checks.
Yeah, I'm going to get mine. Show me my money.
So y'all know what we do as we go through this. You know, we gonna do some predictions as we go through, and then obviously y'all can make y'all predictions too. Shout out to all my Norfolk State folks in advance. Some of y'all felt like y'all were a little mad at Wild Wayne for his pick last week, but then when y'all saw Sunday recap and I got to show y'all that Wild Wayne actually knew what he was talking about. You know, so maybe y'all gonna be a little bit nicer to Wild Wayne this week when I show y'all what I got to show y'all. All right?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna start off with CAA, North Carolina A&T going to play UCF down there in Orlando. ESPN Plus, if you just feel like you want to check it out for a second. North Carolina A&T. I said last week that was a game against Tennessee State that they could have potentially been able to get, and they came so close to sending that thing to overtime, but got a field goal blocked with 6 seconds left. So, man. But what did you think about?
I know about the field goal. I know about the field goal getting blocked. I'm familiar with that. That happened to us last week too. But A&T, I don't know. I think that, you know, they had their run, and it's kind of sad to see the state of their program, you know, lately. But I don't know if my boy will be able to, and he's not my boy, y'all know it when I say Sean Gibbs, if he'll be able to bring them up to the standard, up to what they used to be. I just don't see it. I don't see it for this year. And I think that CAA on Saturday is gonna stand for catch a whooping, okay? Because that's what they're gonna catch.
Yeah. UCF, they stumbled through their opener against Jacksonville State. They only beat them 17-10, but
that's a stout team though, and they've been Jacksonville State. You got to give Jacksonville State their credit. Mm-hmm. They do some good recruiting. So I mean, I understand UCF, you know, but Jacksonville State is not. They ain't no pushover. So, you know.
Yeah, they played them
But,
boys tough down there in Orlando.
yeah, absolutely.
But but you know, all in all, you and I, we both know what this gonna be. So let me show y'all what Wild Wayne says. 45-0. I don't think that A&T is gonna be able to get much going and scoring. I mean, shout out to Braxton Thomas. He did well last week at quarterback. I mean, like I said, Sean Gibbs, he had him prepared, but this gonna be tough, man. Going
Wayne,
down
you
there.
don't think they're gonna get across the 50 to kick a field goal?
I don't think they're gonna be able to get on the board this week. I mean, I originally had 3 here, 45-3. So you think 3?
I'm gonna tell you this. I think they can maybe twice get 2 field goals in the second half. In the second half, I think UCF will rest their starters, and I think they'll get at least 2 field goals. So I would. 45 is insane. Okay, I can go for I say 45-6.
Okay, 45-6. It is. But we both know that Scott Frost and them, they're gonna turn that check over in exchange for a beating.
A beating, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Staying in the CAA, we switch over here. Hampton, man, shout out to Hampton. They played a really good game last week at Jackson. You know, your thoughts on that?
I think that had Hampton really been able to shut that run down, that would have been a different game. And that's all I'm gonna say, because I don't even want to start the Jacksonians up in there, you know. But the truth is the truth, because all of their touchdowns were rushing touchdowns. So I think if they can figure out how to stop that run, that's a different game. But that's neither here nor there. Jackson did what they're supposed to do. But they're gonna beat Elizabeth City, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. You saw the last time they played. You know, they played 6 years ago. It was a 65-7 Hampton. This is Hampton's home opener. Elizabeth City State. They are 0-1. They lost to Chowan last week. Forgot to put that in there. They lost to Chowan.
I don't even know what that school is. How you lose to Chowan? What is that? Anyway,
you know, they're a fellow D2 school. They lost to them, and it wasn't close. So home opener, this is gonna be a spanking. Coach Adrian, shout out to you, brother. He's first year head coach there at Elizabeth City State. He was at Shaw for a while, but Trenton Boykin and these boys, they gonna get in there and look at him. He said they lost the food. He said Chowan.
Now, Adrian, that was a good one. Now that was a good one.
Yeah, they lost to Chowan. Yeah, so speaking of Chowan, yeah, gonna be a lot of eating by Hampton Pirates, because I got this one another shutout. I'm going a little bit. I think it might even be worse than this, but I'm going 41-0.
I'm right with you on that.
All right.
I can't go too much with Elizabeth, so I'll go with you on that. 41.
Yeah. But man, it's gonna be tough for them boys, Elizabeth City State. But you know, hey, they're gonna go down there. Now they do collect a little check as well. Now it ain't as much as some of our schools are getting paid, but they collect a little check being a D2 going to play at FCS.
Correct.
Yeah. And he said Chowan OCIAA member. That's it.
Really? Okay, that's a nice little tidbit of information tonight.
Yeah, and Chowan. Thank you, Benny. Chowan.
Excuse me, Chowan.
Chowan.
Not Target, it's Target.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whooping. All right.
It is.
Yeah, Hampton. All right, shout out to those Pirates. They'll get on the board, and they need it because that tough CAA slate is coming.
Yeah, it is.
All right, now we go over to Tennessee State in the Big South OVC, and you saw it right. It is the number 1 team in all the FCS and the defending FCS champion. Back end of a home and home that they played last year, as you saw, 52-3 up there in Fargo, and it could have been a whole lot worse than that. This game will be on ESPN Plus, 2:30 in the East, 1:30 down there in the Central. TSU's the home team here, coming off a win. So, you know, obviously I know how you feel about this, but how do you feel about Tennessee State and Reggie Barlow, you know, getting that win over North Carolina A&T?
I ain't gonna lie, I was shocked because I thought that it was gonna take Reggie a little bit more time to get his. I mean, not like they look phenomenal, but I did not. I thought that North Carolina A&T might take that one, because they just lost. Tennessee State lost so much, when Eddie George left. So I thought that they might have been going into this game 0-1. They're 1-0, which may give them a little steam, but they're gonna get steamrolled still. But I mean, I'm impressed with what Reggie Barlow was able to do that quick, really, and that late, and what he could put together. Are we putting our predictions out there yet, or are we not there yet?
Yeah, we're about to get ready to do it. Look at him. He's saying Wayne about to put up 65 to nothing. Man, come on, man. Give me some credit. Now, Kendrick Grimes was awesome last week.
Yeah.
21 carries, 174, 2 touchdowns. He got one of my ride tokens from last week, and it was well deserved. Now, quarterback Jonathan Palmer, he was a little shaky last week, but he did get the ball to Slaughter, the freshman receiver, who had 4 catches for 102 yards. So they have some pieces. It's gonna take time, So before I give you my prediction, what do you got on this one?
I'm gonna go. They score late, and I mean like fourth quarter type thing. So I'm gonna go maybe 48-7.
All right. Here's what I have: 42-14. I think that they play them. That they play a lot harder than they did last year. I mean, last year, even with a better team that Tennessee State had last year, they completely obliterated them. So I think that they'll actually get in this game and compete a lot better. But the athleticism and also the depth of North Dakota State and the size, it's going to wear them down. But like Tiger Nation said, man, TSU fans, hopefully y'all show up for this one. I mean, they're going to be them folks in green and gold that's going to be there in Nashville.
They're going to be there, that? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I love this that they had the guts to schedule a home and home with these boys. What's up, Demetria? Good to see you. Yeah, so that's what we got down there in Nashville. Now, TSU fans, don't make that stadium look like this. That's on the back of the screen here. The stadium better not look like that. Y'all better
that's
show
how
up.
It's gonna look, so you can don't worry yourself. It's gonna look like that.
Y'all better show up. So, all right. So now we're going to switch over. We're going to get into the MEAC. All right.
Okay.
You know about Howard.
I do.
Yeah, and they're going to play Temple. And Temple last week, they put it 2. Hey, look, it's Blue. He said 14 is generous. Hey, you know what, Blue? Hey, I'm in the giving mood this week, man.
I told Blue, I think they scored 7 at the end. Okay. That was extremely generous.
Hey. All right. So Temple, they whooped up on UMass last week.
Yeah.
UMass is, even though they're FBS, UMass is they not good at all. So this game gonna be in the link. 2 p.m. on ESPN Plus. I know how you still in your fields. I know, but
I'm not in my fields. No.
In your fields? Okay,
no, let's do it. No.
Okay,
not at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So Howard, and it may seem like I'm in my fields, but I'm going to be completely unbiased in this. I don't think either team had a spectacular showing last week, mine or theirs. Okay. So I don't think that Howard is, I don't think that they are going to be able to score the ball. That's just my opinion. They don't have an offense. And this may sound like hate, but there was not one team on that field in Miami that had an offense. Not one.
Mm-mm.
So I think it's gonna get ugly, okay, in Lincoln Field. So well, go ahead. We're not doing our prediction yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Howard, I asked Coach Larry Scott about that last drive that they had last week, and he talked about how It was soft coverage, and they took
In the
advantage of the
blitz.
soft
Yeah,
coverage.
yeah.
And shout out to them for getting the win. This is big. That was
Somebody
big.
coach had used up all the touchdowns. I mean, all the timeouts. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So this
anyway,
game right here, I don't see it close at all. What's your
no,
score?
it's not. 56-3.
I got 49-6. And the 2 field goals.
Literally.
I give them
That's
one field goal in the first half and one in the second. That's
I don't
it.
think it happened.
And I got Temple, and I'm saying Temple 49 because they got
They'll pull
Oklahoma coming to that house next week.
So they're gonna pull the starters early.
Yeah, they're going to pull their starters because they want to make sure that they're ready for what will be a ranked Oklahoma coming to Philadelphia next week. But yeah, they'll take care of these boys in short order.
Mm-hmm.
All right, another one. South Carolina State, man, going down there in state. Now, they just played Wofford last week.
Yeah.
Totally dominated them in every phase of the game. Outgained them by more than double the yards. Did not allow Wofford to even reach the red zone, but yet they needed a touchdown with just over a minute to go to win 16-15, and had to survive a missed 49-yard field goal on the last play to get out of there with a 16-15 win. But a win, nevertheless. And now they got Lenora Sellers and all them boys and Shane Beamer. And you know them boys, South Carolina come out the sandstorm and it's all nighttime. It's gonna be
correct.
Look at he said, did the chick come yet? So we know this one gonna be a total whooping. Total whooping. So what you got on the score?
Man, I'm gonna give South Carolina State a little credit. I'm gonna say 56-9.
56-9. All right. I went 49-7. And here's the reason why I went 49, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, South Carolina next week, they play their first SEC game. So I think that they just take care of the business.
Yeah.
Get them on out the way. Get plenty of folks some playing time to work on your depth, all that kind of stuff, and get them on down the road. But yeah. And I think that it'll be 49-0 before they even get that 7. If they get that 7.
Golly.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. But trust me, y'all. Y'all stick with us. We got plenty of good games to come, man. He said a scrimmage.
He said it's a scrimmage. Lord.
He said it's a scrimmage.
Okay.
And look at it. He said South Carolina, Sellers, and Nick Harbor. That's who you talking about. Number 8. World-class speed. But 49-7, man. Y'all enjoy yourselves. At least it ain't a long trip.
Yeah, eat plenty of neck bones and whatever before you get there. Just enjoy it. Just be there for the vibe. That's it.
Yeah. All right. North Carolina Central. They coming off a loss, man. They won the first game, as we know, in the MEAC SWAC Challenge. And then last week they struggled against New Hampshire at home, lost 27-10. Old Dominion 0-1. They lost 27-14 in a good game they played at a ranked Indiana team. So this is down there in Norfolk. And you saw last time they played was in 2010. That was when both of them were FCS at the time. So ESPN plus 6 p.m. So Trey Oliver was nonetheless pleased during his on the coach's call on Monday. Mm-hmm. He talked about how they dropped a lot of passes, they made a lot of mistakes, and quarterback Walker Harris only threw 13 for 33. So I expect North Carolina Central to, after a behind chewing, I expect them to come with a better attitude this week. What do you got?
I don't. I went to the game, the MEAC SWAC Challenge. I don't think that team is as advertised, North Carolina Central, or at least, before the season. I don't think that this is that, that North Carolina Central team that everybody was expecting. I think that they're going to compete, of course, and Trey Oliver will figure out a way to get, some points on the board and things going. But Walker Harris, I'm telling you, I've been saying this before. I'm not sold on him. I think that this game will probably be. I'm gonna go 35-14.
Okay. Here's what Wild Wayne said: 30-14.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually do think that North Carolina Central will have a much better effort in this game, because they played so poorly last week, and but they're not gonna win this game.
No.
Benny says 45-17. That was around the area where I first had it, but then I thought about it. I said, Trey Oliver, that's a real good staff they got. They're going to get these boys on defensively. I think that he'll get those boys to play a lot better and play a lot tougher and stay in this game a lot longer than what some of the people may expect. But ultimately, I think Old Dominion does get this one.
That defense wasn't that great even at the MEAC SWAC challenge. I mean, I think it's just something. I think that's just the team. I just think that's who they are this year. I don't think it's that same North Carolina Central defense that we're accustomed to seeing. I could be wrong. We'll see, of course. But just like I said, I went to the game and I was underwhelmed. No shade, just from a real serious.
Yeah, I get you. Hey, it's opinionated. You say what you feel.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right. So that's them going down there, North Carolina Central against Old Dominion. All right. Now, this next one, the Battle of the States. Yeah, the Battle of the States. Virginia State at Norfolk. Virginia State, they got a win last week, over Barton. And they start off 1-0. And, you see it's going to be there in Dick Price Stadium. We know what happened last week, man. That was a little tough for them. You saw last year they played in the same building, and Norfolk barely got out of there 28-23. So, but before we get into it, I'll show you what I asked Mike Vick on Monday. Right. So, Coach, obviously Israel Carter started. Then you went to Otto Coons and he finished the game. Are you looking to go back to Israel Carter, or is Otto Coons going to be your starter when you guys take the field against Virginia State?
Yeah, we're going back to Israel. Going back to Israel. Going to give them an opportunity to go in and find a rhythm, get in tune with the game, go out, play some good football, and have some fun. And so, Israel was very positive about everything. Obviously, nobody likes to not play, but he knows his opportunity is right there in front of him, and now he just got to go do it. He got to continue to improve and continue to get better. Start fast, but at the quarterback position, you can find your rhythm in the second quarter, third quarter. So, he'll be out there, full time this week, and he'll show what he can do.
Yeah. So with this, so that's been something that's been greatly, talked about a little bit about how he started Israel Carter. Mm-hmm. It was a few series he struggled. Mm-hmm. Then he put Otto Coons in. Mm-hmm. Otto moved the team. Mm-hmm. Now they still lost 27-7, but he moved the team. Mm-hmm. Now later in that same call, somebody else revisited the quarterback question. And Vic said that, well, Otto did move the team. He had real good rapport with the offense, all that kind of stuff. But then also said we didn't want to pull Otto and put Israel back in because that would have sent mixed messages to the team. And I was just like, okay, well, we'll see. He's a rookie head coach. So he's got to learn by application. Yeah, I see you. I see your face. The gears are turning. Go ahead.
So is there a quarterback battle, or is he? What is? So we pull the guy to put the other guy in to see the offense move, then to put the. I don't know, and I can't even talk because my coach said something similar that kind of bewildered me today. So I don't really know. I don't know what they be thinking with these quarterback things. It's just. To me, it would make more sense, especially with him saying it. So this was the coach's call. What day was this?
This was Monday.
So it's not like he even seeing him again in practice to say, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one. I don't get it. I
Hey,
don't get it.
look,
Why
he
not
said,
start the other guy and then if go ahead.
yeah, yeah. He said maybe a former high-level QB is more understanding of the ups and downs. Hey, well,
Maybe. I
but here's
guess.
some other notes on this game. So last week, Virginia State, they defeated Barton College 35-7. Dr. Henry Frazier in his 4th year as the head coach. So, last year they went to the CAA title game. They were pretty good last year. So you see Norfolk's on 9 of 11 in the series. And then as you saw, we're going back to Israel Carter this week. I want to give him a chance to prove that he could lead this team. So, we'll see how it is. But now with all this said, what's your pick?
So I am a product of Virginia State, of Little State, right? I'm a product of my parents met at Virginia State. So I would love for the Trojans to get this win. But what I think, I will say this, I think that the Trojans will take the lead at some point. And I think
Okay.
that Norfolk will probably put that other QB in, Otto
Coons.
Yes. I think he'll put them in and he'll take them over the top, but I think it'll be a really close game. Something like maybe 21-17 or 24-21, somewhere around there.
Well, it's funny. Benny says Norfolk going to find a way to shake back 27-21. So for all the Norfolk folks that gave me grief last week, here's what I got. I got 28-21 Norfolk. I think it's going to be ugly, but fine. They're going to find a way to get a dub.
Yeah.
I think it's like I said before. I did my preview. I said it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Yeah, you got some talent, but yeah, it's going to take time, man.
Absolutely.
It's going to be part of the change. Part of the change, but I got them getting a win this week. They need it because next week they go play Rutgers.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, don't go 0-2. Don't go 0-2 after this one because the Rutgers game. You already know what that is. All right, here we go. Oh, he said, wait. He said, what's the narrative if they lose? Yeah. So yeah, man, the narrative if they lose. I'll let you take that one, Tache.
He's talking about Norfolk State, I'm assuming.
Yeah, if Norfolk State loses.
I think he gets grace still. This is his first year. I'm assuming he's talking about with Vic.
Yeah, with Vic.
Now here's where it gets tricky, right? Because Delaware State, Deshaun Jackson, he had a really good showing. They look decent, right? So I guess, I don't know, but I think that he still will get the grace because ultimately the stadium was packed. You know what I mean? So that's stuff that they are not accustomed to. Them people don't be going to those games, but that stadium was really packed to go play Towson. So I think that this stadium is going to be packed here. This game here is going to be very packed. That's a big game. So I think he'll get grace until his next year. I mean, even when we think about Deion's first year, he didn't win in his first year. So I think he gets grace, and hopefully he gets over those hurdles. I don't think the narrative will be anything,
Yeah, man, Crook is cutting up, man. He said, Wayne, send your mascot to Vic. Come on, man, stop.
let him at least get in the MEAC play first before y'all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Let him get in the MEAC play. Now
Exactly.
he better not lose. He better not. Now he slip up and lose this game. He slip up and lose this game. Well, like I said, they gonna give him grace, but his seat gonna get a little warm. I think. Definitely.
He said, nah, too much money invested in Delaware State versus Norfolk State game in October. He'll get grace, man. He'll be good.
Yeah, we said that. Yeah.
They'll get on the board in this one. All right, now we go to the other new head coach, Deshaun Jackson. They play Albany Great Danes. That's one of the cool names of college football mascots, Great Danes of Albany. So this is their first time ever playing each other, and this is the home opener there in Dover. So Delaware State last week played real well against Delaware, and then Albany they lost to Iowa. So this game be on ESPN Plus. I got a few notes here. So like I said, lost to Iowa 34-7. They only rushed for 43 yards on 21 attempts, which it's not uncommon against Iowa because they usually play really good defense, and they threw for just 134. Marquise Gillis was a standout last week. 17 rushes, 125, and a reception TD.
What number is he? I don't know the names. What do you remember his number?
6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 6. And what Coach Jackson said on Monday, he said, we put ourselves in position to win last week. We just didn't show the necessary discipline in some areas and made some crucial turnovers. This week, we are excited to be at home in the nest and expect to win. All right. So Albany, this is a kind of a toss game for me. Real toss game for me. I don't know. What do you think here?
I'm not familiar with University of Albany. I'm not familiar. What division? What conference are they part of?
CAA.
Oh, they're CAA conference. How did they finish last year? Do you remember, or do you know?
Yeah, they were middle.
Middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were right around where Towson was last year. Towson was like 7-5, but yeah. But
okay. So I'm, I would love for Deshaun to get this win. I'm not sure that he gets it done. But I think it's close. I just think that the coach, him being a new coach and those players still really trying to gel and get things together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 34-31.
Okay. And yes, they did make the playoffs 2 years ago. Albany did. Okay. Yes, they did. They were a pretty good team a couple years ago. Okay, so I got this one pretty close. I really believe Delaware State can win this game. So I actually went Albany 27-20 here. Okay. I really believe the talent that Delaware State has. I just don't think that this is the week that they get on the board. They're going to win some games. Ain't a doubt about it. They're going to win some games. I'm just not sure that this is the week that they're going to get on the board because I think Albany has just got a little bit too much for them, particularly the way Albany can play, offensively against Delaware State's defense, even though Delaware State, they held up pretty good last week in spots.
Yeah.
So, good game. It'd be a good game.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be watching.
All right. The Battle of Baltimore. All right. Now I got another video I need to play here before I move on. This was from Monday with Coach Damon Wilson.
Okay.
Is enough. And that's my deal with the guys this year. Enough is enough. And it's important for us to be prepared, to be ready to rock and roll at our home field, with a home opener. But we're gonna have our hands full. There's no easy week on this schedule. And Towson is definitely a very good opponent and coming off a big win against Norfolk last Thursday. But it was good to have an opportunity to see them play a conference foe, as you mentioned last week. It gave us a day or two extra to kind of break those guys down since we had a long, flight to Alabama. So I feel really good about where we are game plan wise, but I'm quite sure they have some more wrinkles for us. But they're a good football team.
Yeah, so that's Damon Wilson talking about the same Towson team that Norfolk just played. So this is their home opener. These teams are city rivals. They're right there in Baltimore. Last year it was 14-9. Towson took it. It was one of several close games that Morgan State lost last year. This game, 7 p.m., night game there in Baltimore, ESPN Plus. This is a good game. A little few notes here. True freshman Andrew Endorf, last week, he's pretty serviceable for a true freshman, his first start on the road. 187 yards passing, 3 TDs to 3 different wide receivers. And, they held Norfolk State to 63 yards rushing. That's important because Jason Collins, Jason Collins of Morgan State, that's their bell cow. He can really run that thing. And then, Eric Hunter, a stud defender. for Morgan State. Pretty good. So last week, 4 costly turnovers. They had chances against South Alabama. They only fell 38-21, and it was closer than what the score said.
Score says.
Yeah, so you see, they haven't beaten Towson since 2009. And you heard what he said in the video. Enough is enough. We got the ability to win more here, but the time has come for us to do it. So do you think, given Morgan State's talent ability, and also the fact that they're playing at home and had a chance to watch some video on Towson, do you think that Morgan State has a chance to get on the board here?
I don't think enough is still not going to be enough. I think that, if I'm Towson, I'm going to load the box, make your quarterback keep turning that ball over. And I don't think it happens. Sorry, Morgan. Love you, but mean it, but it doesn't happen this week. I don't have a score prediction, but I just don't trust Morgan's offense enough. And I don't know, Morgan I don't know. They defense is always solid, but it's always, I don't trust it enough. So I don't have a score prediction, but I don't think that they get on the board this week.
Well, I don't either, but I have it being real close. I got Towson 24-17. I really believe, this is not saying that I don't think that Morgan State can't win this game, because I definitely do. But I just think, given what I've seen from Towson, the way that they were running the ball and how they performed on defense last week against Norfolk, just shutting that run down, I think that's going to help them to do just enough to get out of Morgan State, because it's still in Baltimore. Get out of there and get back across town with a 7-point win.
Because they're not that great. I wasn't that impressed with them when they played Norfolk State. Even that game, 27-7, I know it seemed like a blowout, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't if you watch the game. But
Norfolk missed a lot.
They did.
All right. So that's the first part of this. So now we get to go to the SWAC.
Yes, let's do it.
Here we go. A game I know real well, because I work at Ohio State. I live in Columbus. I'm a diehard Ohio State fan. But the bottom line here is that I'm also an HBCU guy, HBCU grad. I love our HBCUs. Look, they are doing something great up here this weekend. They're having HBCU weekend. They're having a whole weekend of events. People are going to support, to watch the bands, and they're going to watch the team. But yeah, so just a little backstory for people about this game. He said, why did they choose Ohio State? Well, actually, Ohio State reached out to them because Ohio State, they had an opponent back out, and they needed a game, and Grambling did too. And so they reached out and said, hey, do you want to come play? And oh, by the way, we'll pay you $1 million.
Yeah. Grambling,
so it's the first ever meeting. This going to be on Big Ten Network, 3:30 Eastern, for those that want to check it out. This game don't have not much else to say about it beyond that. Just like he said, just get back with all your players healthy, please.
That's all I got.
Yeah, and my score is this 65-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that the second string gonna score 30 of those points. It's gonna
the third string gonna get some points. What? 65. I think 65-0. I think they take it easy. Look, he said Grambling by 71. I was close.
I know that's right. He's saying by 71. He's saying negative 71.
Yeah, I was almost there with you there, Lane. 65-0 is where I'm going with this. But I hope they enjoy the experience of coming up here playing in that game, man. So yeah. All right, let's move forward. Oh Lord, another one. Oh Lord, the hits just keep coming. the checks just keep getting written. Bethune-Cookman going down there to the U, and you saw how the U looked like on Sunday night against Notre Dame. So they've moved up to number 5 in the country. Bethune.
That's my team too.
Yeah, Bethune kicked 3 field goals and got to see old Willie. 42-9. They lost to FIU and Willie. Willie and them ran for 6 touchdowns. All of their touchdowns were on the ground.
On the ground. Yep.
Yeah, this game, like he said forfeit.
No, they gonna get that check. They finna get a good check.
Hell yeah, they gonna get that check.
Yeah.
You saw they played 2 years ago. It was 48-7.
Yeah.
That was so we both know.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
We both know. Wild Wayne says 58-3.
I don't think they even get on the board.
Yeah, and you know what? And that 3 is even generous.
It's real generous.
How far was those field goals?
Yeah.
Look, they might get a 45 yarder. But yeah, 58-3. Gonna be ugly. Gonna be a man. It's the start of could be a long year for these boys. Because Bethune-Cookman next week they go play South Carolina State. But we'll talk about that one next week. Yeah. So we keep moving. Oh, they still keep coming. These boys, Texas Southern, man. How hard was that? To lose like they did at the gun.
At the buzzer. That was sad. But it keeps happening. That's coaching.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yep.
Yeah. It's going to be ugly, too. Go ahead and put your prediction up, Wayne. We ain't got to waste no time on this.
Yeah. 52-6. 52-6 on this one. And, hopefully they get a chance to work on some things in this one because Cal will.
Yes, definitely. They work all their kinks out.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. FAMU. How about it?
Let's do it.
Going to play Florida Atlantic, FAU, down there in Boca Raton. So they get to go back to South Florida second week in a row for a night game. You saw they played 21 years ago when FAU was in the FCS. So, ESPN Plus, you can watch this game. All right, so we'll pause right here. State of FAMU football, according to a FAMU alum, Tache Woods. The mic is yours.
Wayne, you trying to get me in trouble. Okay. Everybody saw what happened last week. I think, I'm going to say this. I'm going to start off with this. Our defense played lights out. I think our defense, by all means, did everything they can do. I mean, they, the last drive was what it was, but that was a defense that played the best they could all game. That offense, though, you don't win games if you can't score, period. You don't win games if you can't score. Our coach is taking a similar approach to Vic. He's sticking by his guy, and it is what it is. Cozy told. I've heard him say a couple times on the quarterback club, and I think it was that post game conference. He felt that RJ had a decent game, and he said that the plan was always to not pull the trigger on him quick, to let him stay and let him work his kinks out. And I think Coach is kind of taking the approach that, we're not in conference. We're not, and so I think a lot of, I put it on Twitter, really spoiled us over there in because typically our biggest concern once we got to the SWAC was if we would be able to beat Jackson or not. He had spoiled us that bad. We just did not expect to lose any games. You know what I mean? And I think that this is a more, football has its ebbs and flows. And so I think that what is going on is everybody's panicking because we're not used to the ebbs. And, that's where we are now. So my prayer, that's all I can say, is that the offense gets it rolling. because there are the sad part. I think the hardest part about watching the team is knowing that you have the pieces, you have everything that you need in order to win, and it just not fit, it just not work. I think there was a lot of, the clock was improperly managed. Things were going on that should not have been happening, that was causing us to, not pay attention to the clock. We're using timeouts and all kind of things. It was just a lot going on. And I feel like this is not a slight to Howard, but I do feel like if we look at the stats, we outstatted it in everything except the score, literally. So, no shot to Howard. They won the game fair and square. All my Bisons, congratulations. I got a lot of friends. Erica, I told her, congratulations.
Mhm.
But I do not think they were the better team. I, just like I said, I saw you the From the Hill podcast yesterday, and I saw I saw I saw some of the Golden Helm fellas that were saying that they were less than shocked. You lying. You lying. I ain't gonna call your name, but you lying. You're lying. And I want you to stop telling that lie that Mississippi's undefeated in Bragg. We done played Valley 5 times. It's the first time that they won. So let me just say that, and you're lying. Talking about, it was so much turnover. And I be watching y'all, and I'm sick of y'all lying, okay? And a team that lost to a team that hadn't won in 1,000 darn games, they need to say nothing. You need to be shocked about everything. Stop lying. Anyway, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. But this game here, with a healthy offense and a healthy, because FAU is not good. I went and watched them. They're not that good. They're not that good. With a healthy offense and a healthy defense, we should be able to make this game really competitive. But with the anemic offense that we had, we finna go down there and get spanked. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If our offense looks the same way it did last week, because if you cannot score, you could not score touchdown wise on Howard, what will this week look like? So
Yeah.
my score prediction, with all that being said, my score prediction is, I'm just gonna pray, and this is just me praying. I'm just gonna pray we get a touchdown, an extra touchdown this week. Cozy, I'm riding with you. Okay, I'm trusting you. You riding with your quarterback. I'm trusting you. RJ, riding with you. You got to get the ball in your playmaker's hands, my boy. So anyway, I'm gonna go 38-14.
Okay. Well, Zach Kitley, first year head coach of Florida Atlantic. First time head coach. Yeah, Florida Atlantic, they are not very good at all, but they will get a win on that night. I got a 45-10. He said I got the FAU hootie hoos.
Jay White, ooh, just hush, okay?
He said
just wait.
So yeah, I do have them getting a touchdown. It's funny. He said 45-9. Look, not very often me and Crook we think alike, but look, she said 10 points. Yes, Paris, 10 points. 10 points.
Absolutely.
Thank you, David Williams. Thank you. We gotta be
absolutely.
realistic here. She said no TD. See, so all right, hey, but
let's get. I can't wait to get into Jackson.
We getting there.
We're
getting there.
Comments. By the time I'm gonna piss them all off. Let's go.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, let's go to UAPB. Now both of these teams. Now UAPB, they're going to Central Arkansas down there in Conway. You see that field there, the purple and the gray turf alternating. That is their field. They played last year in Pine Bluff. It was 56-17. Pine Bluff played a good first half, and then Central Arkansas, they flexed their muscles in the second half. This game be on ESPN Plus, night game, 7 p.m. Did get a chance to talk to Coach Hampton. He said that he was real excited about the effort that they gave, despite that it was 67-7 at Texas Tech. Central Arkansas didn't fare too much better. They played at Missouri. That was 61-6. So, both teams coming into this one. It's not a long trip for UAPB, but still, man, I think this is going to be a nice long night for UAPB. I think they'll do some good things. I like their quarterback, Christian Peters, BJ Kane, running back. They got a few pieces, but I think that Central Arkansas is just got too much for these boys. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we saw 56-17 last year because you got Giovanni Gibson, you got Makai Hagens, you know what I'm saying? So they're able to connect. This year we ain't got that. We ain't got him or him. I think it's gonna be something more like 51-3, something like that.
Ooh, well, I was a little bit more generous because I think they're gonna compete a little bit. I got 49-21 here. 49-21. I think UAPB they'll play a little bit like it was last year. But yeah, they not winning this game. So, but shout out to Coach Hampton. You know, that's my guy. I like talking to him every week. But you know, this is it's tough.
I got
a
question. I got a question for you. How long does UAPB keep him?
Well, this is his third year, so you know, some people think that he ain't that this might not be it. That this may be it actually. You know, I don't know how long his contract is, but you know, he's been able to get the guys. He's been able to get some recruits. He just haven't been able to keep them on campus and keep stringing it together. So I don't know, but you know, they always say nice guys. The saying was nice guys finish last. I don't know, but he's a real good gentleman. He's a real good dude. You can tell he loves that community. But yeah, shout out to y'all. All right, another team, another guy who's fighting hard. Coach Buckley. They went down. What up, Zoe? They went down gracefully. They fought real hard last week against Southern. Made it real tough for them boys.
Yes,
but now they're going to face FCS number 5 Tarleton. And Tarleton, if you ain't seen them, ladies and gentlemen, these boys just beat Army on the road, beat an FBS team on the road in overtime. Wow. And week 1, they spanked Portland State 42-0. Well, in week 0. So they're 2-0 and they rolling. And this is a game down there in Stephenville. So yeah.
I still think Valley ain't gonna lay down. So I got Valley. I got it maybe 42-10.
Okay, that's good that you say that. Lane, he said, please stay at home in the word, please don't go. Look at this, devilish, but not enough. And what's good, my boy Doc? But
what's going on, Doc?
This right here, 52-10. That's where I see it.
Okay.
I had 17, and then I said, I said 10. 52-10.
Same thing I was
Tarleton Texans, big. This team, Tarleton, they keep this thing, they keep it together in that UAC conference. These boys will be in the playoffs and they can get a nice seed. This is a good football team, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and now we are here. We're into the final 3 games on the slate. And what a slate. What a final 3 in the slate we have.
Yeah.
All the Jackson State fans, the moment that you have waited for Wild Wayne on Wild Picks with special guest Tache Woods to get to your game. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get any further, make sure you hit the like button. And if anybody that's watching this show that has not been a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man, because we got some real good stuff working here. All right, so Jackson State going down Highway 49. And they're going to go to M.M. Roberts Stadium there in Hattiesburg on a 5 p.m. Eastern kick on ESPN+. Jackson State this week is ranked number 15 in the FCS. All right, Tache, I'll turn it on over to you. You give me your thoughts.
Somebody was hating, okay? They already knew I was about to get stupid. Let me stop. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, no, but in all seriousness, I really want Jackson to win this game. I really do. Because I'm so tired of them talking down there in Hattiesburg. They talk too freaking much. Anytime you got me defending Jackson State, y'all know y'all talk too much, okay? But I don't see it happening. I think that TC will keep it close. Maybe in the early on, I think they'll run away with it around the third or fourth quarter. But I think that TC will be able to score some good points. I'm gonna go. Who did they play last week, Southern Miss?
They lost to Mississippi State at home last week. Played a great first half, and then that SEC muscle wore them boys down.
Yeah. It's kind of what I see happening here with them. I'm gonna go. Sorry, let's say 42-24 or 48-24. Somewhere
all right.
40 something.
I see all the jokes up in here, man. This is real hilarious. He said we win in EBT Stadium.
I hope y'all do. I'm a troll like I'm a tiger. Trust me, if y'all do, but I don't see it.
You know what's hilarious though, man? On From the Hill podcast last night, man. Devin Holt called these boys, called Southern Miss the University of Stealing Money.
Stealing money. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, University of Stealing Money.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, all right, let me just say this too, Jackson State folks, man. I really, 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 really hope y'all win. And if y'all do win, I will be one of the first to be bragging, saying we got an FBS win. Because listen,
absolutely,
the SWAC ain't had an FBS win since Grambling beat Oregon State back in 1985.
Wow.
Right? We've had some close calls.
Bama State almost did it. They almost did it.
We've had several close calls over the years. I expect Jackson State to play really well in this game.
Yeah.
Right? But ultimately, I think it comes down to a fourth quarter where Southern Miss, with the experience of the size. I'm not gonna say, I didn't mean experience, not the experience. With the size and the depth, I think it takes it over. I see this 38-17. I had this 35-21 at first. Because I see Jackson State with the talent that they have, they're too good. They're too good of a team to get blown out in this game.
No, they're
too good. Too good of a team to get blown out. So I will give y'all that, Jackson State fans. Too good of a team to get blown out. They're gonna play really, really, really hard. And I think that they're going to give Southern Miss a whole lot of fits, right? Now, he's saying your talent's comparable, you have depth, but the depth's not the same, man. Yes, you have depth.
This is where they lose me every time. They lose me every time with this. I can't.
Yeah, and Chris Silas, I agree with you, brother. It's going to be a dog fight.
Until about the end of the third quarter.
Like I said, through 3 quarters, I expect this to be I expect 3 quarters to be banging. Like, you guys gonna give these guys hell. For real. Gonna give them hell.
I think y'all take the lead at some point, even maybe. But
yeah, look at them. They saying 38. Really? Yes, really. See, Wayne, you lost me. You think they scoring? Yeah, yeah, no. You bet money on it. Yeah, I see it. Yep. Now here's one. Game will hinge on turnovers in the officials. I agree with that. Now, Crook, this is one thing I don't agree with. Now, this Texas State game, now y'all remember 2 years ago, it was 77-34. It ain't gonna be that. Nowhere near that. Okay. All right. We see 42-13 and all it. Yeah. So that's what I got, y'all. That's what I got. And let me say this. If this game is closer, don't y'all be coming at me talking about see, wow, Wayne said we was going to lose by 21. Listen, I said that y'all was going to give them hell, and I said that y'all are talented enough, and I hope that you win. All right. And I'm actually rooting for y'all.
Me too. But y'all making people don't want to move. And Lord,
He said,
it's a time with that fan base.
Crook is a JSU hater. I know. He posts every other day about JSU. I know.
He hate on every school. Like, what the heck?
But yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to this. And yeah, Stock Talk David. Yeah, I always got to put one of his comments up. Shout out to you, brother. You always watch my show. JSU does have that. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. If the O-line holds up, could be interesting. Yes, they have defensive depth. But again, the depth, the talent of the depth, that's where I'm at. Okay. I believe that y'all got enough to go toe-to-toe for a while. I'll be rooting. But I think it's 38-17. All right? Period. Let's move on. Now, this one right here, this is one that makes me nervous for picking. Now, let me just add our boy.
Right?
Treat compliments and criticisms the same, man. Which is what we try to program our guys to do. The emotions and all that stuff, that's more for you guys and fans and alums. Man, it's a football game. We're emotional every time we walk in the locker room together, and we have to learn to overcome those things, regardless of the rival, regardless of anything that might have took place. And man, we got a really good opponent coming in here for our home opener, in which our home opener, we expect a better crowd than what we had last week at our home opener, because it's a chance for us to play an FCS opponent in the Southland Conference. And when we came here, we said we just didn't want to be leading the SWAC. We want to be leading the FCS, and this can start that opportunity while others play SWAC games and other things. And so it's a great chance for us to put ourselves back on the FCS map with an opponent like this, regardless of how long they've been playing football. They got a lot of good stuff, man. They got brand new facilities. They got really good coaches. They got good players. And so we're going to have to certainly put our best game plan together for a really good opponent.
So the question that was from yesterday, during the coach's call. And what he was asked, how do you get your team to, get them ready after an emotional win like they had on Saturday night there against Texas Southern? And that was his answers. The thing that I liked about what he said, and I'll switch over again. This is the SWAC TV game of the week. Shout out to SWAC TV. Both teams won last week. So here we go. A little bit about UT Rio Grande. Okay. A lot of folks are like, who are they? Last week was the first game that they played as an FCS team. All right. So they won 66-0 over a team that was D2. Eddie Lee Marburger. All right. This dude, he transferred from UTSA. He had some meaningful snaps there. All right. UTSA, they're FBS, Conference USA. Look at that stat line. I know it was Silver State, but man, 18 for 19, 365, 5 TDs. Yeah, went to work. Okay. Now, you look at what Prairie View had. They outgained them boys. But you look at how they committed those 15 penalties. 15. So this was a game that they could have controlled, but they kept shooting themselves in the foot, right? And then, like you said, Coach Jackson, he said, this week is just like all the others. It's about us. He said, I asked him the first question there. He said, we ain't looking at nobody else. He said, this is about us. He said, we have to treat all compliments and criticisms the same, right? Compliments and criticisms the same. What are your thoughts on this game? That's a lot. That was a real good intro to this game.
Tremaine, relax, sir. Okay, please. And 15 penalties. Now it was the first game. I'm sure it was chippy. I didn't get to watch that game, of course, because I went and laid down after my game. Okay,
it was on late. It was
yeah.
It was on till about 1 a.m. here in Ohio, so it was late.
So I missed it. But I'm sure a lot of that, it was a real tense game, a lot of tension and things like that. But Tremaine, you're not going to what do you say, Atlanta, with no 160 yards of penalties, okay? So now I don't know too much about this team there in the Southland Conference. I like
No
to see
one
us beat.
does.
Yeah, I like to see us beat those type of opponents. So I hope PV wins. I don't know. Granted, this is a D2 team, but going 18 for 19,
Right.
he he completes 18 of his 19. That's insane. I don't care who you playing. So just from the stats alone, I don't know if they get it done. I'm like I said, I'm not familiar with the team. I don't know. And I just don't trust Tremaine enough like that. I think Texas Southern did a lot to from what I understand from the highlights I saw. I'm going to go. The score was 66-0. So I'm gonna go PV 21. This other team 38.
Oh, you got PV losing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, 38-21. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to my pick, Cam Peters was really good at quarterback for PV last week. A lot of these penalties that they had a lot of pass interference. They had a pick play on the end zone. This game, this is gonna be close. I have PV getting out of here in a squeaker by 3.
You
by
think
3.
they'll score 31 points?
Yeah, I do. I think it'll be a little bit of a shootout, a second half shootout, but I think they make just enough plays at home. Now, if this game was on the road, I definitely probably would have it flipped the other way around because I looked at some of this stuff from Rio Grande Valley, man. Listen, every first year FCS team ain't made the same, man. This team's got a lot of resources, a lot of money behind their program. These boys are
first
built.
year in the FCS?
Yeah.
It's their first year in the FCS.
First year in the FCS. I mean, they got the money, like he said. Well, we know. But yeah, they got a lot of money behind them.
Yeah,
I don't
know
money
anything about
behind
the
them.
team.
Yeah.
I just know it's hard for us to beat a lot of those Southland schools for whatever reason.
He said, like, this is the better comment. Texas got so much money, all these schools just be going D1 out of nowhere with new facilities. Yep, they got some nice facilities in the Valley of Texas. They dropped a bag. Yes, a big bag.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the program.
Yeah,
and
most of the area is
Hispanic. Get it done.
And you see where the star is. It's way down there at the bottom of Texas. So, yeah, I got PV getting out of there on their home opener with a win. All right, now we go. Final 2. HBCU Go Game of the Week. This is a non-conference matchup for all the SWAC folks out here. Non-conference. This is a makeup. Alcorn State owed us a game from 2021 during that spring season. They forfeited a game. And so this is the payback, the makeup. All right. This is Lewis Cruz Classic for my squad. Last time we played was in 2019. And that was when they were both in the same division. And I miss playing this team. We had some really, really strong battles with this team over the years when we played in the East. And I hope that somehow we can get ourselves back on the schedule where we can play SWAC games against each other. All right. So this game, man, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good one. What's your thoughts?
So I watched Northwestern State. I watched that game. And I think that they have what they need. I think that it was just I think some of the coaching choices just did not play in their favor. And Trell said something that I said exactly when I was watching the game. everything that could have went wrong in that game 100% went wrong for Alcorn. So I'm gonna tell you this. I told you this. Y'all were my sleeper team in the East. I said that before the season started. I was impressed with you guys, especially that first drive. I feel I'm gonna tell you this game to me can go either way, because if Coach T does everything, fixes the things that he needs to fix, Alcorn is a much improved team than what we saw last week. On the other hand, if he doesn't, more of the same. So I think that this game could literally go either way, and I don't know if he'll fix it. So I don't know. I can't call this one. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't say. I can't say. Who you got, Wayne?
Well, I got a few things to set it up. All right. So 15 penalties last week, 3 turnovers, several drop balls. Inside of the 3 turnovers, two interceptions thrown in the end zone by Jalen Tolbert. And then that ill-fated snap of the punt over the head of the punter. And then he tried to kick it out of the end zone.
Oh my God.
Over the ball, and then it was recovered for a touchdown. So Coach Thomas said yesterday, we have to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. Our receivers also need to catch the ball to help our quarterback. They dropped a lot of passes.
It was crazy. Yeah.
It was like they was in the twilight zone.
It was bad.
Right? And then Coach Shade said yesterday, he said, this is about Arkansas. We did some good things on offense in the first half at Arkansas. We now need to grow from self-inflicted mistakes, turnovers, and penalties. Right?
Tell Shade, don't say self-inflicted. Tell him don't do that. Tell him do not say self-inflicted. Do you remember when Willie used that when we lost to Jackson?
Yep, self-inflicted. So he said, how you a punter and can't kick the ball? That was, that's but you know what, man? When you got 6 dudes running at you, chasing you, you know,
just
in the
fall
situation.
On it then. Just fall on it. I don't mean.
But here's my
anyway.
pick. You're right. It's gonna be close. I got us 27-26. 1 pointer.
I can see that.
Yep.
And I can see that either way. Flip. I mean, and let me tell you, this is only if they can work out that offense. Because if they can't figure that offense out, I don't even think they score that much.
Yeah. But I think that Alcorn is going to play a better game. They have some guys on that team that they got some talent. They got some dudes on that team, right? And they had a whole week to be told about how bad that performance was. So they're gonna come to Huntsville ready to make amends for that performance. And I think also for our team, for A&M, they also got a lot to prove. And he said, you're selling your team short. Nah, man, this is more about how I feel about Alcorn and respect that I have for Alcorn than I do about my own squad. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Alcorn with just the guys that they have on that roster, man. For real. So that's where I'm at. All right. Now we're going to go to the finale. Another non-conference game with Alabama State going down on the Bluff in the home opener for Southern. The Pete Richardson Classic, A.W. Mumford Stadium, Baton Rouge, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central on ESPN+. The last time they played, 2 years ago, Alabama State got them in Montgomery, 14-10. Now, a few of the notes. You know I got some notes. Andrew Body. Last week, y'all know it, 312 passing, 4 TDs, 119 rushing, and a rushing TD. And those 4 touchdowns were the 4 different receivers.
Mm-hmm.
And Jalen Jones, 6 for 174 catching and a TD against UAB. They lit it up, 514 yards of total offense. And then on the other side, you got Southern. They're averaging 236 yards rushing over their first 2 games, right? 5.6 yards a carry. That rushing game has not been a problem for them. What's been a problem in the rushing attack is last week they weren't able to hold on to the ball, and that allowed Mississippi Valley State to stay in that game longer than they probably should have. Only 115 yards per game passing over the first 2 games with that one passing touchdown that they had last week to Darren Morris. Now, Coach Graves said yesterday Jalen Woods is in concussion protocol. Everybody saw how he went down in the game and left the field in an ambulance. He said he went home with the team. He's been doing better, but he's in concussion protocol, so his status for Saturday is uncertain. Coach Graves, this is what he said yesterday. We have to do a better job of taking the football away from our opposition. We've dropped several interceptions over the first 2 games. They have. Mm-hmm. So my concerns, in fact, I'll let you say first and then I'll go. Go ahead. Your thoughts.
Yeah, so I got a special love for Southern now. My daughter is a JAG. She's a freshman at Southern University. So I've grown to fall in love with Jaguar Nation. So Mumford is going to be rocking. They're going to be an all-white coordinated because that's what Southern do. And they're going to have good lights. That's all I got. It's going to be a great light show. There's going to be plenty of boiled turkey necks outside in the tailgate. From what I'm told, from my folks, I was told that Jalen not going to be ready until that he would not be cleared to play until Boombox. That's what I heard.
Yeah, and that's 27th. Yeah, 27th.
Right. I don't know. That's just what I was told. But I got a hot take. Maybe it's not a hot take. I don't know. I feel like Cam McCoy is their quarterback anyway. I think the offense moves a lot better under him. Also, defenses have a hard time stopping him. He can run. He run the ball real well. I think 2 of the touchdowns, if I remember correctly, was him rushing the ball. He ran the ball in for 2 TDs. So I think Cam McCoy should be their quarterback anyway, but I'm not no coach. I just be on here loving football and talking mess. So because Cam will be the quarterback, I think that Bama State will have, I said already a long time ago before the season started that for me there was a big question mark over Bama State's defense with all that they lost. And I think that proved to be true. I was not thoroughly, it wasn't that Bama State defense of old that we all know to be just so powerful and real, flying around and really, tough. So I think that Cam will get some in for that reason, but they're not going to be able to do nothing with body because Southern's defense is also not the defense of old that we are accustomed to seeing. I think that they're going to contain it. They watched, who did they play? North Carolina Central. I think, if you were able to contain Kelby Givens, he clearly don't have much help. So you take care of him and you pretty much got cleared to do whatever it is you need to do. So I think Andrew Body going to throw all over him, run all over him. I think it's going to be real bad. I think it's going to be high scoring from Bama State's side. I think Andrew Body scores I think the score going to be 42-14, 42-17, something like that. Oof. I think they're going to get beat bad. And Southern, I love y'all. I promise I do. Y'all taking good care of my child. But that has nothing to do with the game. I don't think that Southern, that offense, let me take that back. I'm going to say 42-21 or 38-21, somewhere around there.
All right. So my concerns in this game for Southern is a little bit about just their ability to stop the run. And ironically, it's something that Alabama State did very well last week, in addition to throwing the ball. I think secondary wise, I think Southern is fine in their secondary. They have good guys in the secondary that do perform. They'll definitely be tested, but it's not just Andrew Body running the ball. It's also Jamari Holtzclaw running the ball. Holtzclaw can run the ball too. I think also on offense for Southern, I think that they can also they can also use a shot in the arm, in their passing game. I believe that they're going to also be able to run the ball or do some good things. Trey Holly and Mike Franklin. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. And their offensive line has been performing performing better than what it was last year around this time. So for me, I think it's going to be too much Alabama State. But the thing about this game that's so crazy is it's a non-conference game. So regardless of what happens, this is going to be a learning experience for both squads, and it's going to be something that they definitely going to work to take things away. But ultimately, I got 35-21 Alabama State. And originally, now before the Southern folks get on me, I had this originally as more of a closer shootout. I put down 38-34 as being a shootout. But I think that Alabama State, I think that they got a point that they want to prove in this game. I think that they want to go down there and they want to win a game against Southern on the road and really do something. So I got Alabama State getting the win in this non-conference game, 35-21. So yeah. So here we go. This is where I was last week. I was 12-4 with my picks last week. Doggone you, FAMU. Doggone you, Alcorn. Doggone you, Texas Southern. 1 point loss by Texas Southern and FAMU, and then the stunner by Alcorn. And then I thought that North Carolina Central was going to play a better game last week, and they didn't. And it's kind of funny, in my preseason prediction show, I said that North Carolina Central was going to lose to New Hampshire, and I changed my mind. I should have stuck with it. So I was 12-4 last week. One of my key ones that I really liked was that, I got the South Carolina State one, winning 16-15. I told folks about Towson. And then, I survived with Tennessee State. And then, of course, we got the money game blowouts there. Okay, so that was what I was last week. I was 12-4. So now these are my week 2 winners. Okay. This is what I got. So we got a lot of payment games. There's a lot of checks going to be written after this week. You got UCF writing a check. You got the U writing a check. You got FAU writing a check. Southern Miss is writing a check. Ohio State writing a check. Temple. Even Hampton writing a check to D2 team. But then you got some closer ones up there, like Towson and Morgan State, and the Battle of the States with Virginia State against Norfolk. And then you got Albany, Delaware State, Alabama A&M, Alcorn. You got some closer ones up there. So this would be a good week. I'm really looking forward to seeing more games get a lot tighter. And unfortunately, we're still about a couple weeks away before we start getting into conference play, because SWAC play doesn't officially start until the 27th. So, next week we'll have games like, Tuskegee going to play Jackson State.
Yeah, we play Albany.
Y'all play Albany State.
Albany State.
So, but yeah, these are my week 2 winners. These are my picks. Really out of everything that I see up here, the ones that I feel the least confident in is the Prairie View and UT Rio Grande. That's the one I have the least confidence in of my picks, because I see that one going either other way. So, but thoughts on what we got here, the summary of what we got this week, what you're looking for this week, who and on this list, who are you looking to see potentially make an impact, maybe potentially pull a fast one besides Jackson?
Yeah, I hope Jackson. I do, because I'm sick of USM. But what I'm looking for, of course, I'm biased. So I'm looking for my team to look a lot better, especially offensively. Who do I think can pull one? Like I said, that Alcorn game to me can go either way. you got Alabama A&M, but I think it go either way. That Rio Grande, I don't know too much about it, but I feel like it could go either way. I picked them, but PV could pull it off. That's really the who I think could pull a fast one. I don't see anybody else being able to pull anything. The rest of these games are just so far apart. Now, Morgan State, maybe, possibly, maybe. Nah, probably not. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
All right. So that's what we got for all that. Now here let's go through. You look at the slates, look at the schedules that are forthcoming. You've got you see Jackson State, they got Tuskegee and then a bye week. And you see what they got. Then your team. We talked about Albany State coming next week, and then you got a bye week, and then you got Alabama State coming in. So y'all bye week come at a real good time.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. But then kind of does, but kind of doesn't, because then we got that long stretch. We got like 9 games. Crazy.
Yeah, and then back to Jackson State. So, you guys, you see what they got. With Tuskegee bye week, then they go down on the Bluff. And then they play my guys in Mobile again. Hopefully, man, we can get this game all play y'all in the vet, and then y'all come to Huntsville, man. I want to play y'all home and home. And then, Alabama State, the redo on homecoming, man. Man, I'm looking forward to that one. Looking forward to that one. And then the Grambling game in Vegas, and then going to play y'all.
That's a
crazy turnaround trip, man, because they're gonna go to Vegas, come back to Mississippi, then go to Tallahassee. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is some good stuff, man. Some good stuff. So yeah, y'all, that is what we got for week number 2. Once again, I'll pull it up here on the screen. These are Wild Wayne's week 2 winners. I see that mostly everybody through the whole picks and through everything that we had, there was a lot of agreement, and obviously, Jackson State folks, and I'm not blaming you. And also, I don't take no offense to y'all disagreeing with me, because you should have faith in your team. You should have pride in your team. And yes, they are good enough to win that game if they can execute and things go their way. But we'll see how that goes. Hopefully for Michael Vick, hopefully y'all get a win over Virginia State now.
They better.
Hopefully. Man. And for the rest of these teams that's getting big paychecks, man, y'all get out of there healthy. Get your money, get you some experience, go home happy, healthy.
That's a note to Grambling and Cookman. Y'all get your money and come on up out of there.
Come on up out of them folks stadiums.
Yeah.
Same thing. Hey, Texas Southern too. Texas Southern. Hey, man. Get on out of that Bay Area right now. Yeah, South Carolina State. Y'all go on down there to Williams-Brice and get on back up that road healthy.
Yeah.
A&T. And yeah, A&T. It's gonna be rough down there in Orlando. But yeah, I appreciate the time tonight. Everybody that's watching. Everybody watching, make sure you hit that like button. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. So Fang Exchange, when are you guys on next?
Thursday, tomorrow at 9:00.
All right. And tell the folks where they can follow. Tell the folks where they can find you and where they can follow you at, Tache.
Yeah, come follow Fang Exchange. Come talk NIL football with the ladies of Fang Exchange, me, myself, and Ashley, each and every Thursday at 9 p.m. That's Fang Exchange on X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, FAMG, EXCHANGE, Fang Exchange on everything. And of course, awesome. My personal account is my name, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you for joining me tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, the ride will be back for week 2 Sunday recap. Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. for y'all in the South, 5 p.m. for those in the Mountain Time Zone. We will be on at 7 p.m. and I will be back to recap everything in week number 2. Kobe Orr, he was supposed to join me last week. He said that he is probably going to join me this week. So if Kobe Orr is able to join me, he'll be my guest this week on Sunday Recap. And what a Sunday Recap it'll be. Of course, y'all know I'm going to hand out my ride tokens. And also we'll preview and go over the schedule for week number 3. So, Tache, my sis, appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And I will see you next go round.
Yes, definitely. Next ride.
All right. See ya. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's my show for tonight. Make sure that you hit the like button and also subscribe and tell somebody else about this show, y'all, because we're doing things real good here on the ride. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Be safe, be well. And know that you are all loved. HBCU pride forever. This was The Ride. See you Sunday nights.
Thank you for joining us on The Ride with Wild Wayne Cartwright. As you exit the ride, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the like button, and catch up on all of our prior episodes. Until next time, God bless.